Welcome back to Gallagher-Iba Arena in Stillwater. Rexo, Roger Moore, you Cowboy Wrestling reporters, and we were going through the starting lineups tonight for Oklahoma State, 4th-ranked Oklahoma State, and number 2-ranked Missouri. The rematch, again, Mizzou defeating the Cowboys at the national duels, and pretty impressively on that day in Cedar Falls as the Tigers knocked off the Cowboys 27-9, and Cowboys looking for the revenge here on this Saturday night. We got to 174, and again, we could have the dream matchup, but right now we got to expect Brandon Mason, 13th-ranked Cowboy, 21-9, the sophomore out of Council Bluffs, to meet the man, number 1 ranked, Ben Askren, and the senior out of Heartland, Wisconsin, 28-0. And Roger, as you said, winner of about 75 in a row. 75 in a row, and he's a pinner, and one of 3 pins Missouri got in that dual meet. And the bottom line, the Cowboys got to take care of business and just stay off your back, but it's tough to do that against Askren. He's just so good. He gets you in positions that you're not used to, and he's more of a counter wrestler than anything, but he can slap on a cradle before he even gets off the bus or puts on his shoes. I mean, he's just a dangerous guy and one of the most exciting guys out there. But, hey, Brandon Mason, if he can kind of slow it down to his pace and get in there, no telling. Brandon's one of the top 15 guys in the country, but it's definitely an uphill battle for him. 184 pounds. The Cowboys an underdog there also. Jack Jensen, the junior out of Sheboygan, Wisconsin, 18-11 on the year, beating 5th-ranked Raymond Jordan, 19-4, a sophomore out of New Bern, North Carolina. But Roger, you feel this is a spot where, on paper, Missouri's the favorite, but where the Cowboys could win. Well, Jack just continues. I mean, he wrestled better against Varner of Iowa State. He's just a guy that's just on the cusp of beating somebody that's in the top 10. And, of course, Jordan lost to him 4-3. Jordan is a guy that really kind of keeps it close to the vest, a low-scoring kind of guy. When you're in that situation, Jack hangs in there. He can find that third period takedown. He can win this match, and this would be a big feather in Jack Jensen as far as confidence-wise. And by then, no telling. I mean, the Cowboys could be in a real dogfight, and they might need Jack to step up and do something there. But that's my feature match of the night right there. If we don't see Hendricks Askren, is Jensen and Jordan, because Jack's ready to beat somebody, I think. Max Askren, also the little brother, is at 197, ranked number 1 in the country as a redshirt freshman, 23-0. He'll be the favorite over whoever the Cowboys send out. It has been Jared Shelton, the sophomore out of Sand Springs, but a couple of other Cowboys have weighed in tonight at 197. I'd say a half dozen guys over there. I think you got Chaz Cointman, you got Jared Shelton, and you got Brett. I don't know if it's Brett Parkey over there. I'm not sure, but do not see Brett Parkey. But Shelton's been the guy all year. Askren is a pinner as well. They might throw Cointman out there, a bigger, stronger kid to maybe just kind of slow it down and just try to avoid getting pinned. But whoever they send out there has got an uphill battle. Max Askren, not as good as his brother yet, but he's a pinner and he's pretty good. So by that time in the dual meet, we might need a few things to go the Cowboys' way, and that includes staying off your back. And then finally the heavyweights, Jared Rochelle, ranked number 12, redshirt freshman out of Ponca City, 19-9 on the year, meeting 17th ranked Mark Ellis, redshirt freshman out of Peculiar, Missouri, at 10-6. And a matchup we did not see the last time around. Yeah, Missouri was such a dominating performance. They forfeited the last weight. And that's 6 points for the Cowboys. You look at the final score, 27-9. Boy, that's with the forfeit in there, not a great performance. But that's a match that Jared Shelton, you've got to say, is favored in. But with the way Jared has been up and down all year long, it's kind of hard to favor him against anybody, really, Rex. Don't you? Wouldn't you agree with that? I mean, on paper, you think, well, Jared's got to beat this guy, but he's just kind of been so hot and cold, it's kind of hard to call what Jared Rochelle's going to show up. I want to remind you, Cowboy Wrestling brought to you in part by H2O Sports Unlimited, and get ready for the summer of 2007. Check out a new 24-foot water boat at H2O Sports Unlimited here in Stillwater, 8002 West 6th Street. Or call them at 405-533-BOAT, 533-BOAT, or check them out on the World Wide Web, H2OSportsUnlimited.com. And again, we will have our C-Star Management Star of the Night in our wrap-up tonight for the outstanding Cowboy performance, as we're about ready to go. Again, starting tonight at 125, Tyler Shin of the Cowboys, John Olenowski of Missouri, and the referee tonight, Jim Ramirez, and a pretty good crowd on hand here at Gallagher-Iba. It looks like the Cowboys on the toss, won the toss, and they get to choose who they send out first in the odd matches, which means they don't have to put the pressure on. And let's see, odd would be 25, 41, 57, and 74. So at 165, Missouri's got to send their guy out first. So that means the Cowboys don't have to show their hand, and if Pell comes out, they can throw Wayne Scott, but we will see when we get to that point, Mr. Holt.
All right, we're underway. Tyler Shin of the Cowboys, 16-11 on the year. John Olenowski of Missouri, 17-11. And again, this duel is underway. Shot by Shin, gets it on a single leg. Gets it on that right leg, on the ankle, ties it up. Back over the top, locking the hands around the waist. Now reaching back, grabbing an ankle is Olenowski. Again, these guys went into overtime, sudden death overtime the last time around. Olenowski lets go of the ankle. She has still got both legs, or has both legs now, and the takedown.
Yeah, good scramble situation. Olenowski very long and trying to come over the top and still in pretty good shape. Watch a cradle here from Shin.
Well, Olenowski hooks up the cradle, flips him over. Shin trying to roll all the way through it. There is a reversal and back point for Olenowski. Shin trying to bridge out of that thing if he can. He's not in danger of being pinned at the moment. If he can get out of that cradle, he might come up with a reversal and back points of his own. Now he's on his back. Shin is on his back now as he's trying to bridge out of that thing, and Olenowski with that cradle has him on his back. Shin's right shoulder still out of harm's way at the moment because he's hanging onto the leg of Olenowski. But it's definitely a 3-point near fall for Olenowski, and Shin making sure it doesn't turn into something worse with 1:39 to go in the first period.
Yeah, that's just the Askren factor. Gets caught in a little scramble situation and getting a tough predicament, and he gets cradled to his back.
And Olenowski trying to roll him over again. And he has. He's on his back. Olenowski was on his back for a moment. Shin still hanging onto that leg. Still trying to come out from underneath there. And now he's got a reversal. And now Shin trying to turn Olenowski on his back. Fast and furious action here in the first period as Shin comes back with a reversal. And he's got those legs scissored up, and he's trying to turn Olenowski over. 58 seconds to go.
That's just a little Newkirk Ponca City effort right there because he was dead to rights. He just got caught in a situation, and like I said, that's kind of the Askren factor. Those guys can counter you into a cradle, but Shin just showed a little toughness and fought off, and now he's going to work, and he's right in the middle of this thing. They're just stalling underneath.
Stalling underneath. Jim Ramirez makes the call on Olenowski. He's flat on the mat as Shin continues to work on top, trailing at the moment 5-4.
Seconds remain in the period.
Well, how's that for an opening 2.5 minutes?
Well, this is entertaining, no doubt. Shin right now putting the ride on. And the clock now working in his favor.
I was going to call stalling.
And yeah, Shin's going to get a stalling call on top.
With the first period warning now.
Shin lost his headgear about 20 minutes ago. Seems like is now going to get that corrected.
Now, the thing about Missouri is they're not old school. They're not Iowa State. They're not tie you up close to the vest. These guys go for the big moves and the 5-pointers, and that's kind of a situation right there where you see what Missouri is capable of. So you got to be ready to, like I said, you got to throw the football against these guys because it's not a lot of boring stuff when you wrestle Missouri these days.
Olenowski, quick set out. Shin lets him get back down on the mat, and then runs that leg in on him. Now off the cross body. Draped across the back of Olenowski, hooking up that outside leg. And now going up, hooking up the arm and rides out the rest of the period. And nice little comeback after getting caught on his back in a cradle. Shin comes back, gets the reversal, rides out the period. It's 5-4.
After all that, he's only down by 1, and he's got 18 seconds of riding time. So you get up and get out of here. And like I said, mentally he's got to feel pretty good. And Olenowski's thinking, what do I have to do to finish this guy off? So maybe a slight edge to Shin, even though he got cradled there. But long ways to go in this one.
Shin in the down position on the whistle. Olenowski runs the leg in on Shin. Draped across his back. Shin kicks those hips out. Tries to sit out a little bit. Not able to do so. Now he spins back in. Olenowski works the reversal. Shin, a quick move, exploding out from underneath and right on around the outside and on top of Olenowski for the reverse.
Yeah, I don't know if he's gotten in on Olenowski's head a little bit, but you just sense that he's slowed his pace, and Shin's got a little bit more fire. Well, both have been hit for stalling in the first period, so I'm sure we're going to see that all night. But Ramirez sent a message there pretty quick that he's not going to let guys sit around, which we're not going to see a lot of that tonight. We're going to see some very competitive, some stuff that's tough to describe. I guarantee you, folks, because Missouri said they like they've got a little bit of Ben Askren in them now. They like to get in there and roll around and catch you in some odd positions.
On the whistle, Olenowski, a quick little set out, but Shin able to drive his shoulder into him and keep him on the mat. Riding up high, that spiral top ride at the moment for Tyler Shin, up to 42 seconds on the riding time clock, and a 6-5 lead for the Cowboy redshirt freshman out of Newkirk / Ponca City. Olenowski again, a little set-out move. Shin still with that spiral ride as he got to his feet, gets him back down on the mat. Now runs the leg in on him again. Shin trying to hook up a cradle on the far side. Couldn't get the hands locked, but it's gone over a minute in riding time.
Now, this is how competitive the Big 12 tournament's going to be. These two guys are going to meet in the pigtails. They're going to be the 4 and 5 seeds. It's going to be the first match of the tournament, and like I said, both these guys are hovering around being ranked in the top 20 in the country, so shows you how tough 125 is this year in the conference.
Shin's got that figure 4 around the waist of Olenowski as he hooked up underneath the chin, continues to build riding time. Now both legs run in as he flattens him out. 18 seconds to go in the period. John Smith wants a stalling warning again underneath.
Ramirez was thinking about it. You can tell he's down there watching. Final 10 seconds.
Olenowski just kind of laying there, has his head up off the mat. Shin rides him out. And that'll do it for 2 periods. Shin now with a 6-5 lead and a minute and 49 seconds of riding time.
See what Olenowski does here. Looks like he's probably going to choose down, but Shin put on a pretty good ride there, so maybe Shin a little more of the same, put on a 2-minute ride and pick up a 7-5 win and get the Cowboys off to a good start.
In the last time around, Shin, Olenowski ranked at the time 20th. Shin won in overtime, 5-3. Tonight, Shin's ranked 19th. Olenowski not ranked. Right now, Shin nursing a 1-point lead with riding time. Olenowski down and on the whistle. Side out momentarily, but Shin right back up on him, runs the leg right back in on him again.
And stalling here pretty quick.
Now flattens him out. Trying to guillotine the man as he hooks him up underneath the chin, trying to roll him over and get some back points. Didn't work.
Over 2 minutes of running time.
We saw those 2 stalling calls in the first period. There we go. There it comes.
Yeah, John Smith got his stalling call there. A 1 point for Shin, who continues to ride 2:20 on the riding time clock.
Shin working hard. Olenowski, he seems like he's lost all of his steps since that opening little cradle. I mean, he hasn't done a whole heck of a lot. Shin's done a good job of riding him, but boy, his energy level's just been sapped. And he was the one that was trying to pin Shin there in the first minute.
Shin, 7-5 lead at the moment with riding time of 2:32. 1:18 to go, third period.
That'll put a little doubt in the old Missouri bench over there, thinking, well, we could have got that 6-0 lead. That would have been huge, but to watch a guy come back and beat you in the first match, boy, they're going to start wondering about this place.
Shin, again, keeping Olenowski down on the mat.
Collar tie by Shin on a spiral ride.
Shin on that spiral ride that he's used from time to time. There's another stalling warning underneath as Olenowski got to his feet. Shin gets him back down on the mat, though, and that's another point for Shin off the penalty point. Is that a double stalling call?
Nope, it's still 8-5, yeah.
Okay.
7-5 now, 8-5.
8-5. He just, again, it was just the bottom man.
You got to be careful here, though. Don't get too high and don't get too crazy. You got to really secure the win.
Over 3 minutes of riding time for Shin. And Shin with an 8-5 lead in riding time, and he's bouncing on the guy, trying to roll him over. Olenowski just playing defense at the moment. He may get hit here again. Still 20 seconds to go.
He looks like he's a pretty good size 125-pounder. He might have cut weight improperly or something, because after that first 3 minutes, boy, he's just been dead.
There's another stalling call underneath. 2 points for Shin. He jumps out on his head. 3, 2, 1. 3:49 riding time. 11-5 victory for Tyler Shin of Oklahoma State. Impressive. Cowboys lead the duel 3-0. Back in 1 minute. You're listening to Cowboy Wrestling.
Serving a new generation with a tradition of innovation.
Stillwater National Bank and Oklahoma State have grown up together. In 1894, when Oklahoma State was moving its first students into Old Central, SNB opened its doors for business. Over 112 years later, SNB continues to support our community, OSU, and the spirit of doing business with confidence. Go Cowboys! Stillwater National Bank, when quality matters. Member FDIC.
SNB. Teamwork and dedication has always been a trademark of Oklahoma State Wrestling, as well as the law firms of Betcher Martin Gina Jackson and Betcher Lowball. And with a huge staff of attorneys and legal assistants specializing in personal injuries, workman compensations, and Social Security claims, Betcher Martin Gina Jackson and Betcher Lowball has shared this commitment to you since 1967. It's Betcher Martin Gina Jackson and Betcher Lowball, attorneys at law, Ponca City and Tulsa.
Well, it's fast and furious action tonight. One bout in. Cowboys get a great comeback by Tyler Shin. He wins 11-5 and gives the Cowboys a 3-zip lead as we move to 133. Coleman Scott out for the Pokes, ranked number 4 in the country, 22-3. Junior out of Waynesburg, Pennsylvania, meeting number 8 ranked, the Missouri Tiger, Tyler McCormick, a junior out of Leawood, Kansas. And McCormick again knocking off Coleman Scott in their earlier meeting, 2-1.
I talk about Missouri and how wild and, like I said, they like to roll around down there. They've got probably 2 or 3 guys that really wrestle that style, keeping it close to the vest, wrestle low-scoring matches. This guy's one of them, and Coleman got lulled into one of those matches last time and lost 3-2.
Coleman takes a long-range shot, blocked off by Tyler McCormick.
Check that. It was 2-1 last time. It was just that was the only points that Coleman gave up, and that was that reversal in like the last 15 or 20 seconds as he was trying to ride the thing out. But he's a guy that you have to come to him. You definitely have to go after him. And with the way Ramirez is calling stalling, that might be to Coleman Scott's advantage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Coleman, there's a stalling, and I got the stalling with the man riding the outside line, Jim Ramirez.
And that's the right call. I mean, he's been backing up since the get-go, and Ramirez he's called 6 stalling calls in the first 3+ periods, so that's sending a message to everybody that he's not going to allow you to skirt the boundaries. Got to get in there and mix it up.
Well, Coleman, again, going forward, trying to find an opening, score a takedown, which he was unable to do in their last meeting. And again, as Roger said, McCormick likes, again, there he is. McCormick shoots in. Got in on a double leg for a moment. Shin able to keep his legs under him, though. Drops right up on top of Tyler McCormick. Grabs an ankle. And trying to keep the weight right up on the head of the Missouri wrestler who's underneath there hanging on to Coleman's right ankle. And Coleman right up on the back of his head. Again, has him wrapped around the waist. And he has his hips down in good shape, trying to get that stalemate call. But I tell you what, McCormick, I think he surprised himself. He got in there, and he really had a great shot. And I think he froze. Yeah, he did. Started to bail out when he really probably had a takedown if he just follows through with it. But he got in there and was indecisive, and it's a stalemate, and we start him over.
You don't see Coleman get taken down very often. In the Iowa State match, he kind of lazy for a second, got taken down by Gallick, but he came back strong. And like I said, his defense is so good, guys haven't gotten to his leg, and I agree with you there. He dropped down, got to the double leg, and just kind of sat there and gave Coleman time to really just, work for the stalemate because he was in no position to really score there. But
right. Well, it looked like he shot in, had an open, had both legs, and in great shape. But if you go ahead and explode through that, maybe you score. But he did not. Coleman's got a 0-0 tie now after one period.
And Coleman's pushing him. Coach is upset about that. Second time Coleman's kind of pushed him, but that's what McCormick wants. I mean, so far Coleman's wrestling McCormick's match. You want to go, he probably thought, I'll go 0-0 first period, get my escape, get to the third period, in a tight match. And like I said, Coleman's got to find a way to explode out of here, and he's got to find a way to work for that takedown.
On the whistle. Coleman gets to his feet, hits a Granby at the far side edge of the mat, but rolling with him off the edge is McCormick. Cowboys lead the duel 3-0. We started at 125 tonight. We're at 133 right now. Rex Holt, Roger Moore with you from Gallagher-Iba Arena in Stillwater. Regular season quickly coming to a close. One more duel after tonight. On the whistle, a sit-out move by Coleman. McCormick That crab-type ride does run the right leg in on him. Coleman now gets to his feet, reaches inside, grabs the leg of McCormick. Now trying to dump him off the top. Coleman has both legs now.
Be careful, they lock hands. But it was a cradle, though. It was a cradle.
And Coleman, again, still hanging on to the leg. Should have his escape if nothing else. They're going to go off the edge of the mat. Technical violation against McCormick and a point for Coleman Scott.
That's a bad call because Coleman was back into him and McCormick was over the top, had the head and the leg. That was a cradle. It was just an awkward position that he was cradled up from. Ramirez is going to call locked hands, so Coleman gets a break right there. Of course, Missouri staff not arguing as much as they were. I think they've kind of conceded they're not going to get it changed, but it's not the proper call there by Ramirez.
Locked hands call on McCormick, giving Coleman Scott a 1-0 lead. And movement early. Boy, I saw this Thursday night about 1,000 times.
McCormick has a warning.
People moving too soon.
And a penalty point given up.
And we got a little quick movement there from Coleman Scott. Got a good start. Coleman immediately running the leg in on him is Tyler McCormick. Coleman sets out. McCormick has him again with a right leg run in and a half Nelson. Coleman again setting right on his backside. And setting right behind him. Coleman trying to turn back into him. Trying to pull him off the top. And right back in with a crossbody ride and continuing to ride is Tyler McCormick.
This is a good job by McCormick there. You could tell Coleman was kind of waiting for his spot, going to go back and attack the head, maybe spin back, roll into him. Try to work for a reversal, but McCormick just did a good job and stayed below the hips, and he knew what Coleman was doing and was waiting for it.
Well, he's got over a minute of riding time now. Does Tyler McCormick?
There's
a stalling warning underneath on Coleman Scott of the Cowboys. And he needs to get out here and get his escape point, if nothing else, as there's 28 seconds to go here in period number 2. Coleman on his knees, but his left ear right on the mat. Now he gets his head up just a little bit.
He's kind of looking like Olenowski at this point. Injury time, or I'm not sure, potentially dangerous. Stopped it there, but Coleman's kind of looking like Olenowski was in that third period. Not a lot of spark. You just got to get that first move, and at some point, like we talked about all season long, you got to forget about that reversal, and at a minimum, you got to get your escape point. Right, take your 1-0 lead into the third.
Coleman hits a quick little set-out move. McCormick right back with a leg ride. Coleman setting out again, 9 seconds to go. McCormick trying to hang on to that arm. Coleman trying to bridge back into him, but time running out here. And a 2-minute ride. As it turns out for Tyler McCormick.
You just don't see that very often. Coleman Scott getting ridden out. In a while, but good job by McCormick. And like I said, this is exactly where he wants to be, although he's given up that penalty point. He kind of was hoping, now I'll go to the third period down 1-0, get my escape, and then we'll battle to the end.
2 minutes on the riding time clock? I guess that's what I'm trying to figure out.
I guess it should be 2 minutes.
Well, you would think. It was scoreless first period. I don't know. 1:47 was the riding time, and I don't know where that came from. Anyway, Coleman Scott in the top position on the whistle, runs the leg in.
Fuzzy math.
Fuzzy math. That's right. Coleman going to try to run off some of that riding time. And again, it should have been a 2-minute ride, but the scoreboard was showing 1:47. Unless I missed something. It's 1-0. Coleman on a penalty point. Coleman again trying to hook the leg up, trying to turn the man over. McCormick flat on the mat at the moment. Coleman runs a half in on the right side and now rolls him over, trying to get a back count. Not quite exposing the shoulders enough. Boy, Coleman with a power half almost had him going that way. He has, but again, both legs run in on the Missouri 133-pounder. Continues with that power half, and he's got it in there again. Got it in there again. Coleman with that half run in. 1 minute to go.
A long time for McCormick to fight this off. Coleman in very good. He's going to creep those hips down, and he's going to eventually turn him right here.
Coleman got that half run in. Jim Ramirez still saying no back points. But Coleman still trying to turn him. Still. Coleman with a 1-0 lead, and the riding time is gone. And with a power half still run in there on McCormick. Still trying to turn
time. If he gets an injury time, it's got to be near fall points. McCormick's spinning the finger like he wants to stop the clock. If he does do that, that's going to be 2-point near fall. It's got to be.
18 seconds to go. Coleman.
Either way, he's going to ride this thing out.
Ride him out. 10 seconds to go. Coleman still with that leg right in. Oh, he's going to turn around right out this third period. And Coleman going to win it by a score of 1-0. Boy, Cowboys lead the duel 6-zip. You're listening to Cowboy Wrestling.
Do people in metropolitan areas deserve more advanced medical care than people in the heart of Oklahoma? We don't think so either. That's why Stillwater Medical Center owns the best CT and MRI technology in the world. High-resolution imaging systems provide the fastest, most accurate diagnosis available. You deserve world-class technology provided by doctors among the best in their field. You'll find it at Stillwater Medical Center. The technology to treat, the compassion to heal. For more information, call 405-742-5622.
Did you know that Chevrolet, the best-rated cars and trucks, now come with a 5-year, 100,000-mile warranty? Hi, Teresa with Wilson Chevrolet, announcing Chevy's new 5-year, 100,000-mile warranty, complete with zero deductible, roadside assistance, and courtesy transportation on all new Chevy cars and trucks. The best cars and trucks now have the best warranty to boot. Come experience business the Wilson way. You'll be glad you did.
Wilson Chevrolet Jeep Stillwater.
Good for the Cowboys.
And we move on to 141 pounds. Cowboys lead the duel 6-0. And we got Nathan Morgan out for the Cowboys, 12-3, ranked number 4. Junior out of Bakersfield, California. The opponent is Ashton Primus, a freshman out of South Connellsville, Pennsylvania. Primus takes a shot. Nathan Morgan counters, gets around behind him, grabs both legs, and scores the takedown. Primus immediately trying to hit a switch. Nathan in underneath there, hanging on to the legs. And Primus back over the top, wraps Nathan Morgan around the waist. Last meeting between these two, again, Nathan winning 9-5. In Cedar Falls, there's a stalemate call.
Of course, one of the long day that we had up there, it's the small things. Remember, Nathan was very much in control of this match. Had riding time, was getting ready to pick up a major decision, gets taken down late in the third and then ridden out and then loses his riding time, so only picks up a 9-5 win after being close to a major, and those are the kind of things that kind of summed up that whole afternoon. Nathan in control but didn't finish a match, and the Cowboys have the momentum. They really need to keep it going here, and if Nathan could put a bonus point up, that would be huge in the overall scheme of things tonight.
Single leg shot by Nathan Morgan. Has both legs down, has his takedown. Nathan trying to move up. Nathan, of course, had take down the first 15 seconds at Lincoln on Thursday night off the edge of the mat, and then wound up losing that match when it was all said and done as he lost a 5-3 in overtime.
Nathan coming off a tough one. But when you put yourself in a close match, in a situation like that where you're on the road, sometimes the calls, however they are, right or wrong, they go against you. And so when you're in a close match like that, sometimes that happens. And Nathan will get another shot at Moyer. I do hope and I do believe in Big 12 tournament.
Nathan, again, take down, let him up, took him down again, let him go. And right back in underneath is Nathan Morgan shooting on the double leg. Trying to fight him off again. And not able to do so is Primus. Another takedown for Nathan Morgan. And again, Nathan, he's a little bit befuddled by, he's just kind of in one of those little slumps, not wrestling as well. Things aren't going as well. And he's did a little bit of soul searching on the drive back from Lincoln. He's trying to turn this guy over on his back. And he locked up, but not enough leverage to get it done. But he continues to ride Primus here as he works toward a minute of riding time, already a 6-2 lead.
Now, bottom line is he can take down anybody in the country probably 2-3 times in a match. But he's been very sharp early, getting a lot of takedowns. But he's just put it on cruise control and hadn't been able to separate the score and finish some matches that, like I said, he's on his feet. He's as good as anybody at the weight class. There's no doubt about that. But sometimes he kind of gets lulled into his opponent's style.
Well, he's going to cut Primus loose. He does. And shoots right back in on the double leg. He got both legs tied up, it appears, from here inside the air. Yeah, he's got another takedown. Nathan Morgan, just a classic, again, single off to the double, gets the takedown, now scissors the legs as he reaches in with his arm between the legs and trying to roll Primus over on his back, leading 8-3 now. Nathan Morgan as they're off the edge. 5 seconds to go, first period.
I think something Nathan does a little bit is he gives too much respect to his opponent sometimes. I mean, these guys always admit they don't look at the rankings. They don't know who the guys are, but they're lying. They know who the top guys are, and it seems like sometimes Nathan kind of, like you said, wrestles a little too conservatively against the better the record or the higher the ranking or whatever, but you know, he's got the ability to do this to a lot of guys. I mean, he's just a dominant first period, 4 takedowns, minute 30 of riding time. I mean, Nathan has the ability to do this to a lot of guys, and I think sometimes he just kind of shuts it down a little too much. And they need him big time for the remainder of the season if they're going to contend for this thing, because they're showing that tonight so far that if Missouri is the second-ranked team in the country, that the Cowboys aren't too far behind.
Well, Nathan, 8-3 lead, 1:30 riding time in the down position. Over a minute and a half of riding time. Immediately pops to his feet. Primus hanging on to his waist and cuts him loose. Hung there for a moment, let him go, and John Smith up saying, let's go, keep it going.
Exactly. Just put the pressure on and just take this guy's will away.
9-3. And Nathan Morgan's riding time still holding at a minute 26. He's got a front headlock on Primus, and now just holds him there, posts him around behind him for another takedown.
Yep, John's going to tell him to cut him again. 11-3 at this point. You know, he's on his way to a technical fall. Just take this guy down and let him up.
Nathan runs the leg in on Primus, flattens him out on the mat now. Looks like maybe he's going to try to work for some back points here instead of cutting him and taking him down again. Looks like Nathan's thinking about trying to turn this guy over. Hammer locks that right arm, pulls it out from underneath. And as they're Primus rolling back into him in a potentially dangerous situation, stopped by the official, Jim Ramirez.
And Nathan would like to throw in a little 2-point cheap tilt near fall in there somewhere, because if you get to that technical fall, you've got to throw in that near fall set so you can get your 5 team points. But, you know, at this point, the way he's taking him down and letting him up, I mean, you might try to lace a leg or catch him coming in and maybe work it together, because he's going to have a tough time probably just breaking this guy down and turning him.
Well, Nathan has a couple of tech falls on the year. Does not have a fall on the season. But, again, missed a lot of the season. Just 12-3 coming in as he cuts the man again. And after that last potentially dangerous situation, wants to go back to work on his feet here. Second period, 42 seconds remaining.
And this is about the area where Coach is really stressed with Nathan to, hey, keep it going. The first half of the match, you've just been dominating. Sometimes he just gets a little maybe complacent or just kind of shuts it down a little bit, where, like I said, he's got 5 takedowns in the first 4 minutes, and you want to see 5 more in the second.
Nathan took another shot there. 20 seconds to go. Primus's turn kicked, ran away from him, basically. There's a stalling warning now. And a duck under takedown for Nathan Morgan.
Good job there in the final 15 seconds of the period, and that's going to make John Smith happy.
13-4. Nathan Morgan with the lead. Those paddles banging on the padding off to our right. That's a new feature at the home duels. What do they call themselves? You know? The paddle gang?
The paddle gang? Or
paddlers?
Paddle foot? I don't know.
Nathan Morgan will ride out the rest of period number 2. He's got 2:06 riding time and a 13-4 lead on the board.
We'll have to find out what those guys are called. But here's the situation. You're in the third period. You've got a major decision secured. You really want to send a message to this guy that you're not in my league. I mean, he's dominated the first 2 periods, and this is where Nathan Morgan sometimes, like we've talked about, hasn't really put the hammer down. I mean, you go in here and score a couple more takedowns or get you a turn and really take the life out of that Missouri bench.
Well, Nathan Morgan gets the first move, right side, around to the left side, immediately runs the leg in on Ashton Primus, and now again trying to flatten him out and see if he can't work on some near fall points. But, Primus laying on his right side. Now gets to his feet. Nathan will just cut him loose. The riding time is secure. So it's basically a 14-5 lead at the moment for Nathan Morgan of the Cowboys. 1:14 to go, third period.
Yeah, this isn't a surprise here. The first 2 we knew were going to be tough matches, but this is what Nathan Morgan All-American, the fourth-ranked guy in the country, should be doing. But you don't want to give up a late takedown here and lose the major.
Well, a shot at a good one by Primus, but Nathan able to block him off. Now steps around behind him and trying to counter it for a takedown of his own. Primus steps back over the head of Nathan Morgan, reaching down through the crotch. Nathan laying in his lap and hanging onto that right leg. Now Nathan, again, in pretty good shape. If he could get his head free to score again. Primus just sitting on his backside, and he can't do anything, and Nathan can't do anything from underneath there. They'll just stop it, start him over.
Yeah, you don't like that. That's the first chance Primus has really had to score points in this match, but it comes in the third period in a critical time. I mean, Nathan's really got to focus, and like I said, you've got your major decision, but you don't want to give it away by being lazy and late in the match. You want to really go after this guy and get you one more takedown and finish strong.
Nathan takes a long-range shot. There's a shot by Primus. Gets in on a single leg. Nathan gets the leg free. But Primus has been the aggressor here down the stretch. Takes another shot. Nathan blocks him off. 5 seconds to go. And 4 seconds make that as they go off the edge of the mat.
A scoreless third period for Nathan Morgan. 5-6 takedowns in the first 2 periods, but Primus escapes. All that's going to be the riding time for Nathan. So, boom. Bottom line, you got your major, but put a little star by that one.
Nathan Morgan, the major decision, 14-5. Cowboys lead the duel 10-0. Back in 1 minute, you're listening to Cowboy Wrestling.
Serving a new generation with a tradition of innovation.
Stillwater National Bank and Oklahoma State have grown up together. In 1894, when Oklahoma State was moving its first students into Old Central, SNB opened its doors for business. Over 112 years later, SNB continues to support our community, OSU, and the spirit of doing business with confidence. Go Cowboys! Stillwater National Bank, when quality matters. Member FDIC.
SNB.
This is Debbie, owner of Charlie's Discount Drug. After years of recommending Calorad to my customers, there's hardly a week that goes by when someone doesn't tell me their amazing Calorad success story. Losing weight and keeping it off is one of the biggest challenges many of us will face in life. Calorad is an invaluable tool in that battle. It's safe for use with most medications, and it's so easy to use. Visit Charlie's Discount Drug at 8th and Walnut and find out more about Calorad today. Charlie's Discount Drug, where we know our customers by name.
Back with you at Gallagher-Iba Arena. Rexo, Roger Moore, as we move on to 149 pounds. And again, on paper, Mizzou the favorite here. Cowboys leading after 3 matches, 10-0 over the second-ranked Tigers, but a long way to go. But Dakota Simpson out for the Cowboys, 6-3 on the year, beating Josh Wagner, ranked number 9 for Mizzou, a junior out of Milton, Wisconsin, 21-7. And there's the single leg shot picked up by Wagner, reaching up and grabbing the back of his head, Dakota Simpson. We got a power struggle going on in the upper body, and who's going to come out of it? Simpson trying to come out on top as they go off the edge of the mat, and no takedown. No takedown, boy. That was a power struggle big time. There's a lot of groceries being expended off the edge of the mat.
Where's Shane Roller? He'd love that. That was the old reverse neck wrench. He was going to try to high fly him, and power struggles. Pretty good description right there. As I said, both these guys like to, they don't just go for 2 points. They like to go for big moves.
Well, there's a takedown for Josh Wagner. Tied him up in the upper body, and again, just more or less tripped him to the mat after he got his head and arm tied up for Dakota Simpson. Trips him to the mat, scores the takedown, and now jumps right up on the head of Simpson. Again, in the earlier meeting, B.J. Jackson wrestled here, and Wagner pinned him with 1 second left of the match.
Yeah, it was a pretty tight match. It was 2-0 in the third, and B.J. got taken down right to his back and pinned right at the buzzer. So, I said anything you do here besides getting pinned is going to be an advantage. But, like I said, Wagner's a pinner, so Dakota's really got to focus and not get caught with something.
Dakota trying to come out from underneath and trying to, about to get caught on his back. Rolled all the way through it. Almost got caught on his back there, but he was trying to make something happen, no doubt, as we have 55 seconds to go in the first period. It is Josh Wagner of Missouri leading it by the score of 2-0. Dakota Simpson, true freshman out of Cushing, Oklahoma, getting the call tonight after Jackson wrestled again on Thursday.
Stalling on Simpson. Watch out here, you're going to get cradled up.
Simpson reaches inside, grabs the leg. He does get cradled up. They roll all the way through it. Dakota still trying to come out from underneath there. Wagner still with that cradle hooked up. Dakota in underneath there, hanging on the leg, and now they roll again. And this time Dakota does get caught as he's given up some near fall points, at least 2 of them, as he gets back to his knees. And that near side cradle still locked up by Josh Wagner. 11 seconds to go in the first period. 2-point near fall makes it 4-zip. Dakota on his knees, on his hands. Okay. So the time runs out. It's a 4-0 lead.
Living dangerously, Mr. Holt. That was, like I said, Wagner's a pinner. Simpson, he's a little inexperienced. He's wanting to go out and do something big. But at this point, you've really got to focus and just go back to the fundamentals. You just got to wrestle and not get caught. Tough situation because Wagner, like I said, Wagner's a pinner like a lot of these Missouri guys are, and the Cowboys can afford to. There's another difficult situation.
Well, Dakota trying to ride. He got reversed. It got reversed to his back. Still not out of harm's way as Wagner is still trying to flip him over. Got those legs twisted in underneath there, but Dakota at the moment has his hands on the mat. There's the 2-point near fall. So 8-0 the lead for Josh Wagner. Wagner runs the leg in on Dakota. Dakota reaching up. Trying to grab him around the back of the head and try to pull him off the top. 1:17 to go in the second period.
Now, this is a situation that Dakota's just not used to. Hadn't been underneath a whole heck of a lot last 4 years of his high school wrestling career. Now he's finding himself against a good rider, and he's
still trying to come out from underneath. Did he give up another 2-point? Yeah, John Smith is really upset about that one. Didn't fear that he was there that long, but long enough. And it's 10-0 now, the lead for Josh Wagner. Dakota again exposing his own back, trying to bridge out of that thing, and got caught.
Yeah, you just can't turn back into these guys and then do some of that power stuff that works against inferior opponents, especially against pinners. That's what they're waiting for. They're kind of playing it coy and waiting for you to turn a particular direction, and they're going to catch you, and that's what Wagner's done twice in this period. And it's just basically off the mistakes of Dakota, turning back into him and trying to make a little bit too much happen when something's really not there. He's just got to get up and get out of there and get his escape and quit rolling around with this guy because it's obviously not working so far.
Well, on the whistle, Dakota, a little sit-out move. Wagner has a half run in, a crab-type ride. Dakota kicks over the top again, trying to come out from underneath. Half is in there, but no back points there. Dakota turns back into Wagner now and grabs his leg. Wagner blocks the hands through the crotch, but Dakota trying to work a reversal here with 22 seconds to go.
Still control.
Wagner trying to hang on. His riding time way over 3 minutes at this point. Let's see if Dakota could just score something here. Dakota's got both legs, and there's the reversal. Dakota Simpson gets the reversal, 10-2. 6 seconds to go. Now there's a roll move. Wagner is up and out with the escape, and that'll do it for period number 2. 3 minutes of riding time, and 11-2 lead for Josh Wagner of Missouri. Cowboys lead the duel 10-0.
Yeah, I think at least tactically right here, you got to know Dakota's thinking, I'm going to pin this guy, which would be nice. That would be nice, but at this point, you got to really stay out of harm's way because those 3 points, in the overall scheme of things, of course, you give up a major, but give up a tech or a pin. I mean, those points play a big part. Now, I think Dakota's going to have to kind of tone it back and really just wrestle hard for 2 minutes here and just not put himself in a dangerous position.
With a collar tie, spiral ride.
Dakota in the down position. Again, the riding time is secured for Josh Wagner a long time ago. He's got over 3 minutes of it. Dakota just trying to come out from underneath there, score an escape, or they're trying to reverse him again.
It's not like Wagner's a slouch. He's ranked 9th in the country for a reason. This is one of the experienced guys that Missouri does have.
21-7. Dakota getting to his feet again, gets slapped with a cradle, and gets turned on his back. Dakota Simpson, another cradle, and he may be in trouble here, trying to kick off his back.
Wow.
He does kick off his back momentarily, but Dakota's in trouble. Still trying to kick off his back. He does get off his back. 3-point near fall.
3 near fall points.
Dakota's just lucky right there.
Yeah.
Ramirez was on the wrong side the whole time, and Dakota was flat. He was pinned there for about 15 seconds, and the Cowboys get another break.
Well, not continuously.
But
he was pinned for a second.
If we were on the road, let's say he'd have slapped the mat a long time ago.
Dakota, again, trying to come out from underneath. Wagner trying to catch him on his back again. 43 seconds to go. 14-2 is the score.
Still a half Nelson in.
And riding time, of course, make it 15-2.
30 seconds remaining.
Stalemate called by the official. Dakota Simpson, the freshman out of Cushing, Oklahoma.
A three-time state champion. He hasn't lost a whole heck of a lot of matches the last few years, but it's a different world up here. These guys are bigger and stronger, and some of that high school stuff, rolling around. Look at the scoreboard right now, and you can tell that it'll cost you.
Well, it will cost you, but I will say I like the fact that he's going for it.
Exactly. Bottom line.
He's trying to win. That's the thing about it. And you like to see a guy at least, fight. And now Dakota about to get turned over again as he bridges back in to Wagner, kicks over the top, and reversing. 13 seconds to go. Wagner finally got through that thing and got his head free, got his reversal. 14-4 now. Dakota trying to he's going to work on top. Time runs out. 4:37 the riding time. It's going to be 15-4 the final score for Josh Wagner of Mizzou. And Missouri's on the board. Cowboys lead 10-4. Back in 1 minute. You're listening to Cowboy Wrestling.
There are obvious reasons for the success of Oklahoma State wrestling. Tradition, talented athletes, premier coaches, and loyal fans. But another huge reason has been the White Jacket Club. Some 500 strong, the White Jacket Club has been the backbone of the Cowboy program with its generous moral and financial support. Travel, training, equipment, it has all been enhanced because of the White Jacket Club. And if you would like to be a member, just call 405-744-4541. That's 744-4541. Be a part of something special. Cowboy Wrestling and the White Jacket Club.
Hi, this is Debbie from Charlie's Drug. Are you at risk? Heart disease claims 500,000 lives in the U.S. every year. Do you know if you have a healthy heart? Discover what your risk factors are today at Charlie's Drug in Stillwater. My staff and I are dedicated to helping you maintain a healthy lifestyle. Stop by today, take the Cholestec LDX test, and know your test results in minutes. Put your mind at ease. Come by Charlie's Discount Drug at 8th and Walnut and let us show you how much we care. Charlie's Discount Drug, where we know our customers by name.
10-4 the score here in the duel, Oklahoma State and Missouri. Very entertaining duel to this point. We move to 157, and we understand we're going to have a little halftime break after this match, a little short break. Dooley McSpadden for the Cowboys. There's Missouri's fill-in, Nick Marable, and Marable shooting in on the single leg. Dooley getting his hips down. Marable does have his ankle tied up as he reached around behind his back and got the ankle picked up. Dooley with a hip lock stuck in, going to have to give up a 2-point takedown.
This is where the Cowboys really have to take advantage of the opportunity. Last time they were down 9-6, entering 157.
And last time it was McSpadden wrestling Michael Chandler, who's ranked number 17 in the country, and losing in overtime.
And this time the Cowboys are up 10-4. McSpadden's going against a backup. This is where you really... the opportunities here for the Cowboys to knock off number 2, Missouri. But Dooley's really got to take care of business, and bottom line, you got to win this match right here.
Dooley is out with the escape. Nick Marable, a redshirt freshman out of Memphis, Tennessee. Two wrestlers head-to-head, the center of the mat. 2 minutes to go, first period. Marable again in on the single leg. Gets that right leg tied up.
Outside single leg shot.
Sure, that's not Chandler. Marable looking like a veteran here so far, as he's got that leg pretty deep on him, but the official stops the action.
Well, this is why Chandler's pretty good, because he's working with this guy, and this guy's the backup, and he's come out here at least in the first minute and a half of this one. I knew he's got to get the legs back, and he can't let an opponent get to the legs that he has. He's a little better sprawling, but he's got to be the attacker and the aggressor here. Marable not small, though. He's well put together.
1:25 to go, first period. Marable, the Mizzou backup, leading 2-1. Takes another shot there. Dooley, though, had his head tied up. So,
a different Missouri program, though. I mean, more 5-6 years ago, you'd say a Missouri backup, and might be already talking about the next weight class. But Missouri's building a little bit of depth, and like I said, they've gone from the worst team in the Big 12 to, like I said, they're a contender this year. Minnesota had to go in the last match and get a pin from Cole Conrad, the national duels for Minnesota to win that one. We know Missouri's definitely more powerful up top, and that's what's coming up here after 157. But like I said, bottom line, New McSpadden's got to really focus here, and the bottom line, got to go out here and get a win. And so far, he's a lot of standing around and reaching.
Shot by Marable, blocked off by McSpadden. And again, Marable takes a shot,
and he's coming off the best win of his season, beating Oliver up at Lincoln.
Yeah, Thursday night. Very good outing by McSpadden, and inactive here in the first period as far as any offensive attempts. They've all been Nick Marable. There's Marable again, and a stalling warning on McSpadden as Marable gets in on the single leg again. Hip lock stuck in by Newley. Time will run out as he gets him off the leg, but he is trailing 2-1.
After we finish,
and McSpadden beat Morning Star, start the second semester. Of course, he's had a tough schedule. You look at his record, and you know that he's wrestled a lot of competitive matches, lost a lot of close ones. Like I said, I really look forward to him coming out here wrestling Chandler, but now they didn't get Chandler. He's got the backup, but he's there. That's a little explosion.
Dooley's out with the escape immediately on the whistle of Jim Ramirez to start the second period, and the score 2-2. And after getting out, he immediately took a good shot, his first good shot, or his first shot.
For that matter. First shot period, yeah.
And they are tied up in the upper body, score tied 2-2. We're got about a minute 35 to go here. They drift back toward the center of the mat. And we're at 157. The halfway point of the duel, Cowboys leading 10-4 over the Missouri Tigers, number 2 ranked to Mizzou at 8-1 on the year. Shot by McSpadden after a shot by Marable. Blocked off, and Newley shot right after that, but nothing working for either man to this point as we move toward 1 minute.
And Newley just doing a lot of reaching. Collar ties and had to drop down to one knee and flapped a little bit, but really hadn't set anything up. And Marable, like I said, been the aggressor.
Took a shot there. Newley blocked him off. Now Newley with a 2-on-1 arm tie up. Trying to work his way around the outside. Marable gets the arm free.
Took a little shot there, but really set anything up. Just kind of a long range, kind of a half shot.
Marable shoots in on the single leg and gets in and gets the left leg tied up. Newley gets the hips down, gets the weight up on the back of his head, and reaches back, grabs the ankle. Marable laying underneath McSpadden, hanging on to the leg.
McSpadden trying to
Newley can break the lock of those hands, but has something working. 15 seconds to go. Stalemate call.
Newley's been hit for stalling once. The fact that Marable was on the leg again late in the period is going to put an imprint on Ramirez's mind that, once again, the Cowboy wasn't very active in that period. So Newley's really got to go to work here. Marable's going to choose down here in the third, which maybe Newley can throw the legs in and go to work. But so far he's been very unproductive on his feet.
2 periods gone, and they're going to go in the neutral position.
Neutral.
Final 2 minutes. Score tied 2-2.
Marable's thinking that he can maybe force that other stalling call and win this by 1. Or get a takedown. Newley's just got to grind this thing. He's got to just, at this point, he's got to gut it out and just go get a win.
They're going to go on the edge of the mat. John Smith up. Encouraging Newley McSpadden, the sophomore out of Bonita.
Now, he's not wrestling his best. He hadn't been sharp, but at this point, you just got to find a way to kick a field goal, bounce it off the upright or something, and get you just a close win and move on to the next one.
1:25 remaining in the third period, a 2-2 tie here at 157. Shot, Marable, blocked off by McSpadden.
I can't see Ramirez getting Newley for stalling in the third period, but Newley's getting close again. As I said, he's coming forward with the tie-ups, but he's just, boy,
Marable took a shot. Newley then tried an ankle pick off of that. Now Newley shoots in on the single leg. Gets the left leg tied up, but they're going to go, they're right at the edge of the mat. Marable reaches back, gets his hips down, and Newley hanging on to that left leg. But nobody will do anything there at the edge of the mat. 47 seconds remaining. Third period. 2-2 tie. 2-2 tie here at 157. Crowd here at Gallagher-Iba getting into it, trying to spur on Newley McSpadden. Two wrestlers right in the center of the big orange mat here at Gallagher-Iba Arena. 30 seconds remaining. Shot by Marable. Blocked off McSpadden. Newley trying to counter. There's Marable shooting in on a single leg again. Newley back over the top, trying to lock the hands through the crotch. Marable trying to score the winning takedown. Newley steps around behind him, trying to hook the leg. Marable laying right in the lap of McSpadden, who's got the hands locked through the crotch, trying to get a stalemate, get into overtime here. 4 seconds remaining. Marable trying to step over the top. Newley still with those hands locked to the crotch, and we will go to overtime.
Boy, he's just hanging on there. Marable once again. 1 minute. Newley's got to dig deep. A bit of a surprise here. You kind of put a star by this one, thinking, okay, we can go ahead and pick up a win over a backup, but Missouri flexing its muscles and saying, hey, we got a little bit of depth and trying to steal one right here.
Newley McSpadden in overtime with the backup redshirt freshman Nick Marable. Match of the Cowboys, if they're going to win tonight, need to win this one. Not favored in a bunch of weights after the halfway point, other than Johnny Hendricks, of course, and at heavyweight.
30 seconds.
This would be a big feather in the cap of this Cowboy team trying to beat the second-ranked Tigers tonight. 1 minute, again, in the first overtime period. Both men on their feet. Marable gets all the way around behind McSpadden as they hit the mat. Newley trying to hit a switch. Doesn't get it hit. Takedown. Match over.
Yeah, that's a big win for Missouri right there. And it's a good match by Marable. He came out and took it to Newley McSpadden from the get-go, and he deserved to win that match.
And Marable, the backup, holds off the victory. Newley McSpadden loses, and the Cowboys still lead the duel, but the score right now is Oklahoma State 10 and Missouri 7. Johnny Hendricks ready to come out, but we got a little halftime break here. I think we're going to take both teams maybe walk off the floor, and then we'll come back. But we're going to have a little halftime here after 1:57. With the Cowboys leading 10-7, we'll be back with more in 1 minute as you're listening to Cowboy Wrestling.
Do people in metropolitan areas deserve more advanced medical care than people in the heart of Oklahoma? We don't think so either. That's why Stillwater Medical Center owns the best CT and MRI technology in the world. High-resolution imaging systems provide the fastest, most accurate diagnosis available. You deserve world-class technology provided by doctors among the best in their field. You'll find it at Stillwater Medical Center. The technology to treat, the compassion to heal. For more information, call 405-742-5622.
For some high school students, school can be a dangerous place.
A lot of gang members look at you as a gang member, too.
For some, just being in school can be a struggle.
I wouldn't go to school. I didn't care about what my mom said. My mom would tell me, like, what are you doing for yourself? You're not doing nothing.
But despite all the obstacles, inside every high school student is a graduate.
People look down on you if you don't have a diploma. I want to graduate because they say I won't.
Go to boostup.org and find out how you can help a friend, a son, a daughter finish high school. Boostup.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Army and the Ad Council.
Rexo, Roger Moore back with you from Gallagher-Iba Arena, and we're at halftime. Little halftime break here of our wrestling match here tonight. Oklahoma State and Missouri. In case you just joined us, the Cowboys jumped out with 3 straight wins. 125 pounds, it was Tyler Shin defeating John Olenowski, and again, Shin had to come back from a 4-point move, but did so. And in convincing fashion, wound up with an 11-5 win. The Cowboys had 3-0 dual lead. At 1:33 then, Coleman Scott went out. Had a very tough match with 8th-ranked Tyler McCormick. And as it turned out, a penalty point for Coleman Scott was the difference. As McCormick rode Scott the entire second period, Scott returned the favor, riding out McCormick the entire third period. The only point on the board a penalty point for Cole Muscati, wins 1-0. Cowboys lead the duel 6-0. Then at 1:41, Nathan Morgan out for the Cowboys, and Nathan looked good tonight, dominating Ashton Primus. Didn't score in the third period, but he did a lot of scoring in the first two, scoring the major decision 14-5 and giving the Cowboys a 10-0 lead. Then at 1:49, it was Josh Wagner, ranked 9th in the country, meeting Dakota Simpson, getting the call tonight for the Cowboys. Simpson was game. He was going for it, but Wagner caught him a few times on his back, but it was all said and done. Wagner with the major decision, 15-4, and Mizzou was on the board. It was 10-4. Then at 1:57, Newly McSpadden for the Cowboys, wrestling a backup for Mizzou. 17th-ranked Michael Chandler not here, so Nick Marable gets the call, a redshirt freshman out of Memphis, Tennessee. And as it turned out, McSpadden just couldn't get anything going offensively. He wound up getting into overtime. The score tied 2-2, but in the overtime period, it was Newly McSpadden who got taken down, and Mizzou backup Nick Marable wins it 4-2 in overtime. So the Cowboys 10, the Tigers 7 through 5 outs.
Well, all you can say is looking at it, the last matchup, Oklahoma State was down 15-6 at this point. So being up 10-7, that's obviously a lot more positive. But boy, that 157-pound match could back to haunt the Cowboys. I mean, with what's coming up with Missouri's lineup, 184 heavyweight becomes very important. Those are the two matches the Cowboys feel like they can steal. And the bottom line is you can't get pinned at 174. You can't get pinned at 197. Got to avoid the bonus points. But this duel has been about as entertaining as you'll see in college wrestling, the halfway point. But the Cowboys are going to have to wrestle better the second half because they're only favored in probably, I'd say 2 matches. 165 with your 2-time national champion, who's got a tough one with Pell, and then heavyweight, which we don't know. They didn't wrestle at the national duels. Ellis, a guy, redshirt freshman. Jared, a redshirt freshman. But both ranked 174, 197 are the two biggies for the Cowboys. I mean, of course, you'd like to go out and win, but you just can't give up pinpoints because at this point you're up 10-7. You know, you got to find a way to pull off the upset somewhere if the Cowboys are going to win this duel meet. Bottom line.
Right now, Oklahoma State leads 10-7. We'll continue at Gallagher-Iba with the second half of our duel in 1 minute. You're listening to Cowboy Wrestling.
Oklahoma State Wrestling and the law firms of Betcher Martin, Gina Jackson, and Betcher Lowball have a lot in common. Hard work, dedication, and tradition, and that commitment to excellence has served the Cowboy Wrestling program for over 70 years. And it's done the same for Betcher Martin, Gina Jackson, and Betcher Lowball since 1967. This is just 2 teams striving to be the best. That's the Cowboys and Betcher Martin, Gina Jackson, and Betcher Lowball. They're attorneys at law in Ponca City and Tulsa. Are you an avid wakeboarder and addicted to getting extreme air? H2O Sports Unlimited is your place for wakeboarding and water skiing gear. You can choose from wakeboards, skis, ropes, tubes, body glove, hyperlight, and liquid force. How about some shorts or shirts, bathing suits, shoes, or even sunglasses? You can also choose from Body Glove, Reef, Oakley, and even Billabong.
I need something for Christmas.
H2O Sports Unlimited, 533-BOAT or H2OSportsUnlimited.com.
Back with you at Gallagher-Iba Arena, Rex Stone and Roger Moore, your Cowboy Wrestling reporters. Don't forget, when we wrap it up tonight in our postgame, we'll have the C-Star Management Star of the Night. And our friend Howard Offlegger, president of C-Star Management, the former OSU wrestler, invites you to visit his office when you're in Stillwater, 304 South Duck. And he'll talk about all your rental or your management needs, whatever your housing needs may be. They can help you out at C-Star Management. They will buy, they will sell, they will manage your property. C-Star Management in Stillwater, 377-8740, 377-8740. And in the Oklahoma City area, 405-949-1404. That's 949-1404. Why pay more? The best remains. C-Star Management, sponsor of our C-Star Star of the Night. We move to 165, and that brings out the Cowboys' number 1 ranked Johnny Hendricks, taken down by 6th ranked Matt Pell.
2-point takedown, Matt
Pell with a power double leg off the whistle, and Johnny just got caught a little flat-footed, and it's 2-0.
Yeah, we will not see Hendricks Askren because the Cowboys got to take care of business here, but go figure. Johnny's wrestling another guy ranked in the top 6, 7 in the country, and Pell's only got 2 losses this year. One of them came to Hendricks up with the national duels, one of the few matches the Cowboys did win, but he's just a big 165-pounder.
On the whistle, Johnny gets up and gets out. And it's 2-1. Pell, senior out of Luxembourg, Wisconsin, 14-2. Johnny 26-0. Senior out of Edmond, Oklahoma. Tied up in the upper body. Did Johnny a 48-match winning streak as we started action tonight. Johnny with that low single gets the ankle picked up. Pell doing the splits out there a little bit. Reaching back through the crotch, trying to lock the hands. Johnny has the leg. 2:07 to go. That's Pell's leg pulled around the back of his own head. And Pell trying to hang on in a stalemate situation. Hendricks comes out with the leg. Pell hopping on the right leg. Johnny looks over and pulls him back toward the middle of the mat, trying to step around behind him. Long legs. Johnny having trouble getting around there. And again, trying to kick the leg out from under Pell. Scores takedown. Johnny trips him to the mat, has both legs, and has his takedown, and takes him outside the boundary line. 3-2 Hendricks.
Yeah, Hendricks won't panic. Got taken down by Paulson in that first period, but came back strong to win the match. And I think Pell might have caught him off guard opening of this match, but Johnny's just in that zone. He doesn't seem to waste a whole heck of a lot of energy, and he knows he's in for a battle every time he takes the mat this year with this stinking schedule the Cowboys have put together.
Well, he's going to give the escape to Pell, and it's tied 3-3. So we're back even. The riding time, no factor, first period. Both men have scored a takedown, both an escape. And Johnny trying to score another one as we're more than halfway through period number one here at 165 pounds. And Jim Ramirez, our referee tonight. Cowboys lead the duel 10-7. They won 3 bouts. Mizzou's won 2. Both teams have a major decision included in their victories to this point. Johnny trying to hit the high crotch there, blocked off by Pell. Well, Pell reaches in underneath. Johnny has him underhooked under that right shoulder. Pell now again with that front headlock, hanging on the head of Hendricks, trying to pull him down on the mat. Johnny, though, stays upright, hanging on to those elbows, and now Hendricks shoots in, picks up the single leg. Again, trying to kick that leg out from under Pell, and does for the takedown, and they're off the edge of the mat.
Well, I was going to say, in the series before that, Johnny didn't score anything, but you saw he worked about 2 or 3 different techniques trying to set something up. Pell did a good job blocking off and grabbed the front headlock, but Johnny just kind of picked his spot and jumped down on the leg, and like I said, he's just really good.
Right. I agree with that.
You can say about him. I mean, he's got the power, but that time you can tell he got taken down, and some guys might, oh no, but you look at him. He's just calm, not breathing heavy, and he knows he's in for a match. I mean, it can't get any tougher. I mean, with his schedule, what he's gone through, and just every weekend he's wrestling somebody that's probably going to be an All-American, and this is another guy that very well could be a rematch in about a month at the Big 12 tournament finals.
Johnny knocks the right arm out from under Pell, and then chicken wings that arm. Pell gets to his feet. Johnny drops down, going to pick the leg up. Has the left leg picked up, trying to ride out, and will ride out the rest of the first period. So Hendricks a 5-3 lead after one period here at 165.
Pell, he's got to be cutting some weight. I mean, he's just long legs, but pretty thick in the upper body. Of course, he wrestled at 184 a couple years ago when Missouri had some injury issues and had a hole in the lineup, and he bumped up and wrestled a couple of weights and was very competitive. But, boy, he's got to be sucking a ton of weight to get to 165.
Hendricks down, but not long. Johnny's out, and he scores a reversal. And now he'll cut the man loose. Hit that quick switch and right around behind Pell, got his 2 points, then let him go. Pell takes a long-range shot. Hendricks blocks him off. Front headlock. Johnny reaching back, trying to grab the ankle. And with Pell's long frame, that ankle's a lot further away than most guys. Johnny reached for it. It wasn't there.
Arm drag attempt.
120. Johnny hit the fireman's and a takedown. Looks up at the fence and smiles.
I'll remind you of Ricky Stewart a little bit.
Caught Pell coming in. They hit him with a good old country fireman's carry, and he leads 9-4 off the edge of the mat.
Wow, that was a thing of beauty right there. Pell a little upright. Perfect position to be the recipient of a Johnny Hendricks fireman's carry and dumped him to the mat, and Pell did the smart thing and bailed out and got back to his belly because he just got sucker punched. It was said he'd look up and get that initial takedown, but since the score is 9-2, Johnny's said putting on a clinic right here.
Hendricks working on the riding time clock at the moment, 45 seconds. To go again with his 9-4 lead on the board. 50 seconds remaining. Johnny's going to cut him loose. 50 seconds remaining in the second period, that is. Bell slapping Johnny in the head. Johnny slaps him back. Johnny reaches in underneath there. Bell again hangs on to that front headlock. Reaches in, slaps the knee. Now Johnny Hendricks with a 2-on-1 arm tie. Bell again with that underhook. And Johnny hits him again with a high crotch. Bell charge it in. Hendricks hits that high crotch, comes out with a leg that time. Bell back over the top, just trying to hang on to an ankle. Johnny at the edge of the mount. And again, he'll take his time, but only got 10 seconds to go. Johnny realizing that that's probably not going to work. Just hangs on to the leg, gets the stalemate call.
Probably the first mistake Johnny's really made in the match. Got to the leg pretty easy, but he just kind of froze. Allowed Pell to get that long frame over the top and lock him up and work for the stalemate. But so far, Johnny's been about as good as he's been, especially against a guy the quality of Pell.
Hendricks leading 9-5, riding time of 51 seconds. And we go to the third period. It will be Matt Pell of Missouri in the down position. On the whistle. Not much movement by Pell. He's looking for the counter move. Johnny's kind of got that spiral ride going on. As Pell gets to his feet, Johnny over the 1 minute mark in riding time. And now cuts him loose. So 9-6. Hendricks leads with riding time. Johnny's got tape on all of his fingers as the match goes along. He loses a little tape on one or the other. Now Johnny shoots it on a single leg. Has the right leg tied up. Pell gets a hip lock stuck in, but Hendricks all the way around him and has that right leg secured. Johnny picks that leg up. Now has both legs and the takedown at the edge of the mat.
I didn't think I'd be saying this a couple hours ago, but Johnny Hendricks is thinking major decision, which would be a little bit of a surprise, but not with Johnny Hendricks. He's wrestled pretty well tonight. He's just taking Matt Pell's will away, I think, at this point. He's no answers.
Going to let him go, give him the escape. It's 11-7. Hendricks with riding time holding at 109. Speaking of 109, that's about what's left in the third. Johnny trying to duck underneath that shoulder. Didn't quite get there. Got underneath that shoulder. Pell able just to kind of grab his head, hang on to the head along that Johnny just couldn't quite step around him in time.
Johnny headset it just for a second there because he was going to try to lock up the head and snake him to his back momentarily, it looked like, and that gave Pell just enough time.
Johnny hits another little duck under there. Now hits the high crotch again. Pell able to get his hips down, though. John Smith stomps his foot. Matt's side said, that was it, but and a stalemate call. 31 seconds to go in this one.
Again, Johnny, that outside single, got there and froze and let Pell get his hips underneath him and work for the stalemate.
30 seconds right into the period.
Pell's not really stalling. I mean, people are whistling for some stalling calls. He's trying to tie stuff up. He's coming forward, but Johnny's the one that's taking advantage of everything.
Got that front headlock, got him on the mat, trying to reach back and grab that ankle. He works that move on everybody, but Pell's so long, just that leg just further back there. Not able to reach back and grab that ankle and work your way around that outside. As, again, we've seen that move work many, many times, but not against Pell. But he does take care of it. 109 the riding time, 12-7. Johnny Hendricks gave up the initial takedown, but the Cowboy senior comes back. Cowboys lead 13-7. Back in 1 minute, you're listening to Cowboy Wrestling.
At Tiger Drug, we want to fill your prescriptions and answer your questions. We want you healthy and happy, and we want to take long vacations to the Caribbean. At least you know we're being honest. Tiger Drug, 9th and Walnut. At Tiger Drug, we want to be totally original, like a rock. We just want you to know you're in good hands at Tiger Drug. So just do it. Shop at Tiger Drug. We'll leave the line on for you. Hey, did somebody say Tiger Drug?
Did you know that Chevrolet, the best-rated cars and trucks, now come with a 5-year, 100,000-mile warranty? Hi, Teresa with Wilson Chevrolet, announcing Chevy's new 5-year, 100,000-mile warranty, complete with zero deductible, roadside assistance, and courtesy transportation on all new Chevy cars and trucks. The best cars and trucks now have the best warranty to boot. Come experience business the Wilson way. You'll be glad you did.
Wilson Chevrolet Jeep Stillwater.
74 pounds down.
Cowboys lead the duel 13-7, but here comes trouble. Ben Askren, number 1 ranked Missouri Tiger national champion. 75 matches in a row. He has won 28-0 this year, meeting 13th ranked Brandon Mason of Oklahoma State. Brandon's 21-9, a good record. Saw by the Council Bluffs, Iowa. They go off the edge of the mat. But Askren did pin Mason in 2-16 in their last meeting.
Yeah, the only guy in college to beat Ben Askren sitting over here on the sidelines, Chris Pendleton. Askren, a 3-time finalist, national champion last year. He's happy that Pendleton's gone, but...
Yeah, he would. What kind of winning streak? He'd have a Kel Sanderson streak going. There's a shot. Trying to get on the double leg is Askren. But Mason able to block him off momentarily, but to get to the edge of the mat. And Askren able to secure both legs, score the takedown, and leads it here 2-0.
Yeah, he's got the hair, he's got the confidence, but bottom line is this weight class is, after him, there's Lutke from Iowa is ranked second. Brandon Mason should have beat him in the dual meet here, but like I said, if there's a weight class where there's one legitimate, heavy, prohibitive, big favorite, this weight class, and Askren's the guy.
Brandon Mason shoots in after getting to escape. Immediately runs the legs in on Askren as they hit the mat. Take down Brandon Mason. And Askren stands up. Brandon trying to slap the legs in on him and hook up a ride. Askren reaching back, grabbing the foot of Brandon Mason, trying to dump him off the top, and he will.
Askren with a 2-point reversal. 4-3 now.
So, crowd got fired up. Brandon able to score the takedown. But Askren comes back with a reversal, and it's 4-3. Ben Askren leading. 1:35 to go in the first period.
And he'll cradle you up from just about any place. This is his position where he likes to be. He likes to work from the top. He likes to counter you, but
especially after you just took him down.
Yeah, he seems to have a little bit more.
Right, he seems like that embarrassed him, and but he's going to let Mason go and give him the escape, and it's 4-4. Riding time right now not a factor. First period, Brandon Mason. Well, he scored on him. That's something to build on. And an upset would just be absolutely the stunner of the year. Brandon with a front headlock there, 55 seconds to go. Mind you, Mongo and Blazing Saddles, as they don't shoot him, it just makes him mad.
Yeah, that's
and you feel that way, like Johnny Hendricks getting taken down. You just knew that in the back, you could have fried an egg on the back of his neck, although outwardly he didn't show it. Those guys hate to give up takedowns. It's embarrassing to some of these guys, like Hendricks and Askren. And when that happens, you seem to get their attention. They really come back with a vengeance. But right now, Mason, at least even. Askren shoots in on the double leg, but scores the takedown.
2-point takedown. Ben Askren.
Yeah, Ben just went back to the fundamentals right there. He's, like I said, when they talk about funk, this is one of those guys that'll be talked about for a lot of years. But right there, that was just a drop down, a nice little double leg, and got the takedown. But hey, it's only 6-4 with a long ways to go. Bottom line, Cowboys don't get pinned here or give up bonus points. They got to feel pretty good.
Brandon Mason with his choice.
John Smith out and visiting with Brandon Mason. Brandon's got all kinds of, black eyes and bruises on his face and cuts, scrapes. In fact, they had to tape him up at Nebraska the other night.
He looks the part, yeah. He's been in a couple of middleweight prize fights.
Askren to the top position on the whistle just cuts Mason loose. So again, it's 6-5.
Brandon Mason.
You're never out of the woods with this guy as far as his ability to take you to the mat and throw you on your back. Askren reaches in, gets the leg picked up. Mason gets the hip lock stuck in.
Brandon watch for the cradle right here. He'll hook you up from a cradle from this position.
And he takes him to the mat. Askren does, scissoring those legs, trying to on the way down, but Mason able to not allow him to do that. Gets back to his base. Askren goes to work on top. He's gone over a minute in riding time. Has been Askren of Mizzou. And he's got an 8-5 lead with 1:20 to go here in the second period. There's no doubt what his goal is in this match.
Yeah, you can tell he's just waiting for that head to get too close to the knee from just about from standing position, from the referees, from underneath. I mean, you can tell he's just waiting for that moment to strike.
And again, the people that haven't seen this guy, people always ask me, what is he? Is he just, built like a Greek god? I mean, yeah, obviously he's a wrestler, but he's not one of those guys that just scares you with his physique.
He looks like a lead singer for Pearl Jam or something. I mean, he physically doesn't look like
right. He doesn't have the great big arms and all of that. I mean, yes, he's built like a wrestler, don't get me wrong, but
you talk to a lot of people and they said this guy's got strength that you wouldn't believe.
That's what I mean.
That's what those cradlers have. I mean, so they can, once they lock it up and lock those hands, can't get away.
Askren shoots in on the single leg. Mason getting his hips down, but boy, Askren, you can show the strength right there. Just come up anyway. Now around behind Mason and hooks him around the waist. Mason drops down, grabs an ankle, and now they hit the edge of the mat. Mason hanging on to that leg. Missouri's trying to get him to make him let go of the leg because Askren's legs kind of turned awkwardly as they're at the edge of the mat. Mason back over the top, hanging on to an ankle. 5 seconds to go in the second period. 3, 2, 1. And nobody scores from that situation. Boy, I tell you what, Brandon Mason giving a good account of himself.
Well, that's all you can have. I mean, you're going to the third period. You're only down by a couple of points. He's got to have some confidence, but he's going to have to wrestle very smart here in the third period. And still, you're never out of the woods with this guy. But, heck of a job by Mason so far. He hasn't, like I said, just been hammered. That's that one takedown, and that's the difference between being down by 4 or 5 and only being down by 2.
Well, the routing time, 1:13. The lead 8-6 for number 1 ranked Ben Askren of Mizzou. But Brandon Mason now shoots in on a single leg. Has the leg tied up. Has that right leg tied up. Askren trying to fight him off. Mason still got the leg picked up. The right leg. The crowd into it here. Mason has scored one takedown, trying for another. Now they hit the mat. They hit the mat. Askren reaches back, locks the hands to the crotch. Brandon still hanging on to the leg. Trying to hang on to the leg. Askren kind of doing the splits out there, trying to cradle him up from there. Mason laying underneath Askren, hanging on to the ankle. Still nobody has been awarded anything.
A lot of clock, though.
That is right. Mason still hanging on to that leg. Stalemate called. 57 seconds to go, third period. Crowd to the Cowboys fans. And loud. 50 seconds to go. 8-6. Askren leads with riding time. Pushing into Mason. They go off the edge of the mat.
Askren's not smiling now. But he was pretty upbeat before the match, but Brandon's just made a very good account of himself right here, and this will send ripples throughout the country that this guy's not invincible.
27 seconds to go.
Askren's kind of playing a little push away now. Wow.
20 seconds. Yeah, Askren looks like he's just worried about winning at this point. Mason shoots in, trying to get the leg. Askren blocks him off, front headlock. 5 seconds to go. And that'll do it. 1:13 riding time. Askren wins it, but only 9-6, and the Cowboy fans appreciate the effort. But Mizzou has kept the Cowboy lead 13-10. Back in 1 minute, you're listening to Cowboy Wrestling.
This is Debbie, owner and pharmacist of Charlie's Discount Drug, recommending Mason Natural line of vitamins and herbs. I've carried Mason Natural products for years because of their proven standardization and quality. Come to Charlie's Discount Drug to pick up your Mason Natural vitamins and herbs to supplement your body's nutritional needs. Charlie's Discount Drug, 723 South Walnut, or check us out on the web at www.charliesdrug.com.
Where everybody knows your name.
Teamwork and dedication has always been a trademark of Oklahoma State Wrestling, as well as the law firms of Betcher Martin Gina Jackson and Betcher Lowball. And with a huge staff of attorneys and legal assistants specializing in personal injuries, workman compensations, and Social Security claims, Betcher Martin Gina Jackson and Betcher Lowball has shared this commitment to you since 1967. It's Betcher Martin Gina Jackson and Betcher Lowball, attorneys at law, Ponca City and Tulsa.
And we're back with you. Gallagher-Iba Arena in Stillwater. Rexo, Roger Moore with you, and it is Oklahoma State 13, Missouri 10, and we got a good duel going on here between the second-ranked Tigers and the fourth-ranked Cowboys. As we move to 184, Jack Jensen for Oklahoma State, junior, out of Sheboygan, Wisconsin, 18-11 on the year. His opponent is Raymond Jordan, ranked number 5 in the country, a sophomore out of New Bern, North Carolina. And Jordan 19-4 on the year, beat Jensen just 4-3, however, in their earlier matchup.
If you remember that, Rex Holt, that was a takedown that Jack Jensen did not get late in that match that Jack felt like he had. Could have pulled out the 1-point win. Bottom line here is Missouri's favored in 2 of the next 3. Or even saying they're favored the next 2, and heavyweight might be a toss-up. But if the Cowboys can win here, they're going to be in real good shape. This might be the match to determine who wins this duel meet. But, boy, Pando, Brandon Mason on the back. That was
right.
That's a 3-point swing from last time getting pinned. But he was right in that match. He really had a takedown there in the third. And, well, I don't know, Ben Askren kind of cruised his way through that one and won by 3. But great job by Brandon. Did not give up any points in the third period.
Right here, there's no score. Jordan got a little bit of an ankle pick, almost, but didn't really get it locked up. Just as he grabbed that ankle, it was Jensen kicking that leg free, and that's been about it so far in the first period here.
And those of you who've seen Jack know that he's won matches with his quickness. Definitely going to do that against this guy. Jordan's well put together, a big, strong guy, and earlier we talked about Missouri, like they like to flop around, and some high-scoring guys. This is another one of those guys, Pell, McCormick, and Jordan, who wrestle a pretty conservative style.
Single leg, and now trying to get the outside leg secured for the takedown. Hip lock, there's not really one even in there now. That's a takedown for Raymond Jordan of Missouri. Jensen to his feet and off the edge of the mat.
Yeah, Jordan won this last time, 4-3 on a 1:07 of riding time. Got that first period takedown. Jack got a takedown in the second, but an escape in the third. And Jordan was hit for stalling in the third. So second half of the match is where Jack kind of made a move against this guy.
Well, he gets the escape here. Jordan more or less cut him loose. It's 2-1. Raymond Jordan of Missouri with the lead over Jack Jensen of Oklahoma State. Cowboys again a 3-point dual lead, 13-10. Jordan ties up Jensen with that front headlock. And not much happening as they stand in the middle of the match. Still may call by the referee, Jim Ramirez.
Stalemate starts them over with 30 seconds in period 1.
30 seconds remaining, first period. Jordan a 2-1 lead, and now Jensen calls a timeout, saying he got poked in the eye.
That hurts. Poked in the eye, Rex. That's why I wear glasses.
Yeah, I've heard that. Shot by Jordan, blocked off by Jensen. The front headlock by Jack applied there, and trying to keep Jordan right out there in front of him. Now gives up the head and circles back to the center of the mat. And that will do it for period number 1.
Now advantage Jordan. A couple of early shots, and the second one paid off. Standing around. Both these guys, in the back of their heads, they know how important this match is in the overall dual meet. Cowboys win this, they're in good shape. Missouri wins this, they feel like they can pick up bonus points at 97, but the Cowboys have,
take down Jordan. Reversal, as
looked like a takedown.
Jack was on top, not for long, and Jordan got to his feet. Yeah, I thought he was just going to escape, but
a standing switch. Then he ended up flipping over the top and whirling dervish or something, but ended up it's an athletic move, and that's something that, like I said, this guy's probably got a little bit of an advantage on Jack Jensen with athleticism, but like I said, last time these guys met second half was a little bit of Jack Jensen grit and just a little bit more maybe fundamentally sound, but like I said, sometimes athleticism beats those fundamentals.
Right now, Jack's flat on the mat, and Jordan's got him trying to get to his knees now, and Jack does. As he does, Raymond Jordan pushes him away. So again, Jordan's had a couple of takedowns, but as it is in wrestling, Jack's right there. 1 minute to go, second period, only down 4-2.
If I remember right, this is about the point last time when these guys went where Jack kind of started getting some confidence, got that second period takedown. See if he can find a way to do something here. He's been moving a little bit more briskly, but Jordan said he's tough. You got to catch him off guard or off balance because you're not going to score in a long-range shot against this guy.
Two men leaning on each other. But that's about it. 25 seconds to go. Jim Ramirez, one of the two 84-pounders, to mix it up a little bit more, but just collar ties and hanging on the wrist and those sorts of things going on. Nobody's really done much. After the reversal by Jordan here in the second period, that's going to be it. Score 4-2. Jordan leading Jack Jensen. Jack will be in the down position, so a chance to make this one interesting, no doubt. Already is.
Yeah, that's 2 minutes to go. You get your escape. It's a one-point match. Riding time not a factor yet. 12 seconds away, so Jack's really got to make sure he gets up and gets out of here before that minute mark. Over at 53 already.
Quick set out by Jensen. Cowboys thinking maybe he locked his hands there for a moment, but the referee didn't see it as Jack's to his feet and he's out. So Raymond Jordan leading Jack Jensen 4-3. And he does have 1 minute and 2 seconds of riding time.
And Jack's just going to have to find a way. Last time he almost got the takedown late. Couldn't get the call. Maybe he'll get the call this time, but I'm sure he wants to wait till the final 10 seconds this time. You want to go ahead and take care of it now and a little bit of the drama out of it.
Needs to do it, and then at least with 3 seconds to go to get the riding time erased. They're going to have a takedown to win anyway. And, again, a late takedown will probably get it done. Because only 1 minute and 2 riding time currently for Raymond Jordan. We're inside of a minute, third period.
Now Jordan's just putting those heavy hands on Jack and just trying to kind of keep him away, and the perception that he's actually trying to do something. But
Jordan took a shot, reached underneath there, slapped the back of the knee, but didn't have it and backed out. Yeah, Jack's got an opportunity here. A takedown would win it. 30 seconds remaining. Jensen, long-range shot, didn't get it. Makes another shot. Getting the hips down is Jordan. 20 seconds left.
And Jordan just locking up the head, underhook, doing some clock watching here. This is what he does. He gets the lead, and
Jack tries another one. Gets the ankle picked up. 5 seconds to go. Jordan trying to flee the mat. He does not. The match is over. 1:02 the riding time. And 5-3 will be the final score. And Jordan wins another close one over Jack Jensen. And we're all tied up 13-13. Back in 1 minute. You're listening to Cowboy Wrestling.
There are obvious reasons for the success of Oklahoma State wrestling. Tradition, talented athletes, premier coaches, and loyal fans. But another huge reason has been the White Jacket Club. Some 500 strong, the White Jacket Club has been the backbone of the Cowboy program with its generous moral and financial support. Travel, training, equipment, it has all been enhanced because of the White Jacket Club. And if you would like to be a member, just call 405-744-4541. That's 744-4541. Be a part of something special. Cowboy Wrestling and the White Jacket Club.
How about you get a start on 2007 in a 24-foot water sport boat? Taiga created the most versatile family inboard boat in the world. The Taiga difference centers around their patented TAPS, Taiga Adjustable Performance System. This breakthrough technology completely redefines the form and function of the modern water sport boat by eliminating the need for ballast tanks or wedge plates. H2O Sports Unlimited, Central Oklahoma and Southern Kansas's authorized Taiga dealer. H2O SportsUnlimited.com or 533-BOAT.
Rexo Roger Moore with you as we go to 197. Jared Shelton for the Cowboys. Max Askren, ranked number 1 for Mizzou. And we got a scramble going on here early. Shot by Shelton initially. And now Askren trying to counter it into 2 points. Shelton still trying to kick his legs back over the top. Jared Shelton, the sophomore out of Sand Springs. Askren, a redshirt freshman out of Heartland, Wisconsin. And the takedown for Askren.
Yeah, this one went 217 last time. He's not as unorthodox as his brother, but he's a pinner, cradler, goes in the legs, and big, tough, physical 197-pounder.
Shelton hits a roll move, trying to come out from underneath there. Askren hooks him up underneath, rolls with him, and then winds up with that right arm, and then trying to power him over to his back, but Jared Shelton gets back to his chest. And not on his back. Askren a 2-0 lead. Max Askren 23-0. Jared Shelton 15-10 on the year.
Yeah, not a guy you want to roll around with. This is a match where you just can't give up bonus points. You really want to hang in there and be tough and build off of what Brandon Mason did. If you can keep it close here, the Cowboys obviously have a chance at heavyweight. Anything can happen there, but you give up bonus points here, it becomes very difficult for the Cowboys.
Score tied in the duel, 13-13. 2 bouts remaining, including this one. And Mizzou, again, a consummate favorite here. The Cowboys, a slight favorite at heavyweight. And there's a stalemate call by the referee, Jim Ramirez. 1:23 remaining, first period. And we saw, of course, Ben Askren earlier, and he got all he wanted from Brandon Mason of the Cowboys tonight. Younger brother Max out. Wrestling now gets Shelton. There's Max with a shot. Jared trying to get his hips down and block him off. He does have him around the head and the shoulder. Askren picks that leg up. Shelton with a hip lock stuck in there as they hit the mat. Askren reaches across, grabs the outside ankle, and moves his way around behind for the takedown as they go off the edge of the mat. 46 seconds to go, first period. Askren leading by the score of 4-1.
Just good, solid technique there, Jared. First one to his patented move on the edge of the mat. They're trying to sneak that leg back in there and get that hip lock in deep, but Askren showed how you defend that. You just slide around the backside and get the other ankle, and don't let your opponent get any kind of leverage with that hip lock. And it was just continual movement by Askren.
Shelton, little sit-out move. Askren with a tight waist on him, and then gets in underneath those hips, trying to roll him over for the cheap tilt. Shelton trying to keep from getting turned on his back, trying to sneak out the back door. And Shelton trying to get that accomplished. Askren facing the other direction, and the official is going to stop it here. Somebody going to break a hip.
Yeah, that didn't look too comfortable.
That was ugly looking there, that scramble. But the official stops it. Puts the two wrestlers back at the center of the mat. 15 seconds to go, first period. Well, again, the Cowboys got beat by Mizzou at Cedar Falls 27-9, and it wasn't that close.
No, sir. It was not.
It was a tough day and a tough day for all of us, and tough to watch. Cowboys at both of the matches that day just didn't have any inspiration, it appeared. And tonight, obviously, giving the Tigers a much better effort as the buzzer sounds to end the first period.
Well, last time I think Missouri was the Tigers, and then Iowa State was kind of the vultures, kind of the scavengers picking up the pieces because the Cowboys did not respond to the way they wrestled against Missouri, and Iowa State was just right there to jump on and take advantage of a down Cowboy team. But much better performance tonight. But, boy, you just got to go back and circle 157.
Right.
That's a match the Cowboys should have won. They've got to win that, and right now you're up 16-10 with 2 matches to go. So
Shelton turns back into Askren off the whistle. And a reversal for Jared Shelton of the Cowboys. As he reaches back, grabs Askren as head. He's got the leg picked up. And again, he's still got the head tied up there. I thought they scored a reversal there. Yes, they did. 4-3. Shelton only down by a point as we're in the second period. Jared still trying to hang on to that head and get Askren turned on his back. Askren trying to come out from underneath. Shelton sitting right on Askren as he grabs the leg, and we should have another reversal, and we do. Askren now has the reversal back, and now trying to turn Shelton over. Jared trying to kick through it, gets turned on his back, getting the count out of it is Askren. And wasn't going to pin him with that maneuver, but he does get his near fall points, and that's, again, what you can't do, as we talked about before. You start rolling around with these guys. Those moves work against some people. Against these type of folks, it just winds up rolling up near fall points for your opponent.
And good job by Jared so far. He's only down by 4, so a long ways to go. But, boy, Missouri gets a major decision here. It's going to put an awful lot of pressure on Jared Rochold in that last match.
Askren pulls that right arm out from underneath Shelton. Pulls it across the back, and then Jared gets that arm back under him, and then a chicken wing stuck in by Askren on the right side. Shelton on his knees. And again, Askren pinned Shelton in 2:17 in their last meeting at Cedar Falls. That's the one thing Jared just cannot allow to happen here tonight. He gets to his knees. Askren with a leg run in on him, draped across his back. And the time runs out in the second period.
Will have his choice.
So 9-4 the lead for Max Askren of Mizzou, and the riding time of 2:34.
And Jared's just got to find a way here. You just got to dig down, and like I said,
John Smith comes over to see if the score is right.
Should be 2-4-6, 9-3, 9-4. I don't know where the extra point came from.
Well, I was trying to figure out.
9-3, he should be. Jared got that first period escape, got ridden out, and then he got the reverse there in the second and spent the rest of it underneath. So.
Well, Askren underneath, trying to work it into a reversal here. Shelton runs the leg in on him. Askren trying to hook that elbow, kind of Peterson style, roll out from underneath there. Shelton trying to hold his ground, and the clock continues to run. Askren trying to slip out the back door. He's got he's got the riding time, he's got the lead, and he's got to score a reversal here, but Shelton able to grab him around the head. Trying to keep Askren, almost got him turned, did Jared Shelton, but doesn't happen. He gets reversed out of that. Able to kill a lot of clock there, and you start kind of clock watching. You don't want to give up any bonus points here at all if you can help it, much less get pinned. So Jared Shelton's got to wrestle smartly here. Askren is going to go for it. 55 seconds remaining. Askren hooks up Shelton around the waist, trying to pull him back to the mat. Shelton reaches down, grabs Askren around the head again as he's sitting on that leg. Trying to turn back into him. He looks over at John Smith. John's telling him, hey, spin all the way around and score your reversal. The clock continues to run while the scramble's going on. And a stalemate call. 30 seconds remaining. 11-4. Ben Askren with the lead with the riding time.
Johnstown, you got to have a point.
Right.
Get that escape. And, of course, riding time secured now. 12-4, but get up and get out of there.
And again, he sets out. Askren with that crab ride, trying to fight him off. He's looking for bonus points. Shelton able to roll all the way through that. 20 seconds remaining. Askren's got a half Nelson running on the right side. Shelton trying to pull him off the top. 14 seconds remaining. Askren's almost upside down. Shelton able to get him off to the top. Askren still hanging on to the leg. 4 seconds to go. Wow. Shelton was almost completely out, and he's going to wind up getting ridden out, though, and it will be 3:03 riding time at a 12-4 major decision. That hurt for Max Askren, and Mizzou has the lead for the first time tonight, 17-13 back in 1 minute. You're listening to Cowboy Wrestling.
This is Debbie, owner and pharmacist of Charlie's Discount Drug, recommending Mason Natural line of vitamins and herbs. I've carried Mason Natural products for years because of their proven standardization and quality. Come to Charlie's Discount Drug to pick up your Mason Natural vitamins and herbs to supplement your body's nutritional needs. Charlie's Discount Drug, 723 South Walnut, or check us out on the web at www.charliesdrug.com.
Where everybody knows your name.
Teamwork and dedication has always been a trademark of Oklahoma State Wrestling, as well as the law firms of Betcher Martin Gina Jackson and Betcher Lowball. And with a huge staff of attorneys and legal assistants specializing in personal injuries, workman compensations, and Social Security claims, Betcher Martin Gina Jackson and Betcher Lowball has shared this commitment to you since 1967. It's Betcher Martin Gina Jackson and Betcher Lowball, attorneys at law, Ponca City and Tulsa.
Correcto, Roger Moore back with you, and again, just enough for the major decision for Max Askren, although it appeared Jerry Chello was going to escape or reverse him there in the final 5 seconds, but didn't seize the opportunity. Askren able to recover, grab an ankle, and finish off the period, and did not give up the escape point. And the match ending with a major decision for Askren, Max Askren, 12-4. So Mizzou leads 17-13. We are at heavyweight. Jared Rochelle for the Cowboys, ranked number 12, the redshirt freshman out of Ponca City, 19-9 on the year. His opponent is Mark Ellis, ranked 17th in the country, also a redshirt freshman out of Peculiar, Missouri.
That's awful strange. Of course, last time the teams met, the Cowboys got 6 points here.
That's true.
But it was by forfeit, so no forfeit this time. Missouri, bottom line, just don't get pinned here. Give up a regular decision. You're going to escape this place with a 1-point win. For Jared Rochelle, you got to at least get a major to tie the thing. I'll just hook up an old bear hug, put him on his back, pin it, let's go home.
Well, that would excite the crowd, and again, they are heavyweights. There's a long shot by Willis, blocked off. Rochelle steps inside, trying to trip him to the mat. Oh, boy, he hooked that leg pretty good there, that front headlock. He stuck that leg inside, an inside trip maneuver, just couldn't quite get the big guy to go the right way. He teetered for a split second, but kept his legs under him. And now the two guys back away, and now it is Mark Ellis shooting in, trying to get in on the single leg. No score, 1:38 remaining first period at heavyweight. Mizzou leading the duel 17-13.
I'm not sure what they weighed in at, but Ellis probably a little heavier than Rochelle. Not by much, though. A little taller, but
a little thicker through the rear end and on the thigh area. A lot of his weight more centrally located.
Yeah, it's a nice way of saying that he's not cut like Jared Rochelle, I guess, but he's probably got 10 pounds maybe. 15 pounds on Jared, would you say?
Yep. I would agree, about probably 255 or so.
Pretty active in the first minute and a half, but like I said, sometimes it's tough to score any points at heavyweight, much less a major. Try to maybe catch him with something. Of course, this guy was at Missouri in the lead against Minnesota at the national duels, and Cole Conrad hooked him up and pinned him. Gave Minnesota that win, so a little deja vu. Send him home.
Well, Jared Rochelle trying to work a front headlock there. Got Willis off balance, trying to pull him forward, step around behind him. Mark Willis still hanging on that leg. Rochelle trying to get that leg free. Can't get around behind him, though. They go off the edge of the mat. Off the edge of the mat, 13 seconds to go, first period.
Pretty good scramble there for a couple of big guys. Jared trying to spin around, cross face, but Ellis bailed out, got to the edge of the mat, and did a good job. Said this guy's in the rankings for a reason. Would have liked to have seen them at the national duels, but I think by then the Cowboys are ready to move on to the next one.
No score after one period. Jared Rochelle of the Cowboys, Mark Ellis of Missouri. Cowboys need the win and a major just to get a tie. And anything, of course, better than a major would get you the dual victory tonight.
Far cry from 27-9, though. Much better performance by the Cowboys. But, like I said, an opportunity was there. The door was open. And, boy, this is something you got to take advantage of when you're wrestling against a team the quality of Missouri. But it was there, and they didn't take advantage. And Missouri's in the driver's seat right now.
Getting to his feet and scoring the escape, Mark Ellis, the big Mizzou heavyweight, not down for long. Jared didn't really get anything tied up. So Mizzou has a 1-0 lead here at heavyweight. 2 men off the edge of the mat. Mizzou 17, Oklahoma State 13.
And in the overall scheme of things, this is for the top seed Big 12 tournament, I do believe.
The guys circling back toward the center of the mat. Both men have had opportunities to score a takedown.
And Jared's just got to find a way, pick a spot, catch Ellis off guard, and hook something up. But, of course, first and foremost, you want to win this match, but with duel on your shoulders, might as well go down with guns a-blazing.
Cowboys lead the all-time duel series with Mizzou 32-2. Again, lost that one earlier this year at Cedar Falls. Prior to that, the only Tiger win, 21-17 in the 03-04 season. Shot by Ellis, long range, blocked off by Roshaw. Reaches back, grabs the leg, trying to get around behind him. Jared still trying to get there, and he does for the takedown. Roshaw with a takedown on a 2-1 lead, 35 seconds to go in the second period. Roshaw immediately bars that arm on the right side, working off that spiral ride. And Mark Ellis on his knees, trying to get to his feet. As he does, Roshaw has him locked around the waist, trying to pick him up to get to the edge and off the edge of the mat.
No change.
12 seconds to go in period number 2.
Roshaw building positive time on his side of the right time clock.
On the whistle. Ellis started to hit a little roll, it looked like, but does not. Now slowly trying to come to his feet. 5 seconds. Now he hits that roll. Roshaw just lets him roll. Jumps back on him, and the time runs out. So we move to the third period. And it's Jared Roshaw with a 2-1 lead. He'll be in the down position. On the whistle, Roshaw slowly comes to his feet. Ellis grabs him around the head and the arm. Head and arm locked up. Gets him back down on the mat. Roshaw on his knees now. Now flattened out by Mark Ellis of Mizzou. Third period. Ellis grabbing Roshaw again. That head and the arm lock from the left side. Now Jared gets to his feet, and he's outscores the escape. Roshaw leads 3-1. The riding time is not a factor. In a win, just a regular win, will leave the Cowboys a point short on the team scoreboard. The near miss escape to close out at 197, and the opportunity with a backup for Mizzou at 157, and losing the match. And Mizzou leading 17-13. So Cowboys need Roshaw to win and win big. But again, he's not going against a small guy or a bad wrestler in Mark Ellis, who again is ranked in the top 20 in the nation. Double stalling call here. 35 seconds remaining.
30 seconds remaining in the match.
25 seconds. Ellis reaches in. Roshaw blocks him off. Ellis trying to front headlock again. A front head and arm. Trying to grab that head and arm anyway. Never did get it locked up. Roshaw's going to win, but That's not going to do much. Well, there's a shot by Ellis, but Roshaw gets the hits down. The time runs out. Roshaw wins 3-1. But Mizzou wins the duel. Roger Moore 17-16. And you look at it as opportunity lost.
Yeah, what could have been. Cowboys a much better performance, and they show once again that Missouri ranks second in the country. The Cowboys fourth. Well, it just kind of depends on what day it is. The Cowboys have kind of been up and down. They escaped Lincoln with the win on Thursday, but they come back and take Missouri to the wire. I mean, you put a star by Brandon Mason, taking Ben Askren to the wire. Coleman Scott avenging that loss he had. Much better performance by Johnny Hendricks against Matt Pell this time. But, boy, you just got to look at 157 and think, you got to go out there and beat a backup. You know, Chandler has been tough enough, and you take an overtime loss to him at 157. But, boy, you know, the opportunity was there. The Cowboys could win that one. And you look at the scoreboard, and you don't say it's an upset, but at Gallagher-Iba Arena, you wouldn't have been surprised the Cowboys come out of here with the win, but they don't get it done. And credit Missouri for beating the Cowboys for the second time this year, and bring on Bedlam.
17-16 Mizzou. Cowboys go to 13-5 on the year. The Tigers go to 9-1 with their second win over the Cowboys. We'll come back, start to wrap it up on the post-game activities after the 2-minute timeout. You're listening to Cowboy Wrestling.